It was up. So I had a request from a loyal subscriber who is very loyal. You know what I mean? So I'm gonna do it. They wanted to know like my music taste and my passion for music as an ISTP. What kind of music do I listen to as an ISTP? I can really only speak for myself. I can't speak for every ISTP on that. But I think the reasons for my music taste is very much related to Myers-Briggs and being an ISTP. So I think I'm different in many aspects when it comes to music than maybe fillers. But I do love music, man. Music is it's like my top passion, that and athletics, my two top passions. And which at some point I will be making a living doing both of those things. You know what I'm saying? Because I am a producer. If y'all didn't know that, any new people, but y'all mentioned it a few times, I'm a music producer. Well, basically I make beats. I'm not so much into mixing. I mix my own beats and stuff like that. So basically I pretty much am a beat maker, you know what I mean? Beat maker / producer, whatever. I'm pretty good at it. Not to brag, but you know, pretty much people that listen to my music, they always say it sounds good. I always ask people to honestly critique my music. You know, it's just something that comes naturally to me. I started doing it in 2013. So, but for real, my music taste as an ISTP, I think fillers, their music is more about, like, it's interesting because I was like, my sister's a filler, right? I was listening, she just sort of brought it up one day, and it kind of got me thinking, like, I think it's different for fillers. Like, she's a filler, she's an ESFP, and she was just mentioning, she was listening to this song or whatever, one day, and she had mentioned to me, she was like, this is the song, this is my angry song. And that sounded kind of strange, so I'm like, oh, yo, an angry song. So I guess fillers just have different music they listen to for when they're in different moods. I don't know. I can't speak for every filler either, but I think that's I think maybe fillers are more like that towards music. For me, I listen to music that feeds my introverted thinking, gives me something to think about. So I like lyrical music. The reason why I like lyrical music, lyrical rappers, I listen to all lyrical music. I used to not listen to all lyrical music. I either listen to lyrical music or I listen to music that is gives me an adrenaline rush, or I'll also listen to music with a good vibe to it. Pretty much, those are my three main like categories of music. And I like, like soul samples and stuff like that. I listen to a lot of soul. I like making soul samples. That's probably my favorite type of beat to make. I do type artists off of their lyrics a lot. I listen to lyrics because lyrical music gives you something to think about and to figure out, okay, like what are they saying in this song? As I'm listening, I'm using my introverted thinking and I'm thinking about what they're saying. So it feeds my introverted thinking and it gives me this adrenaline rush as well. If you know anything, if you're a person who listens to lyrics, you know, like if you catch a lyric that a lyrical rapper says, you get this spike in dopamine or whatever. That's almost like a drug. If you listen enough, if you're accustomed to, if you have a trained ear to it, if you listen to it enough, it's like a dopamine effect. You know what I mean? It is amazing. Brain is like a little dopamine. But like some of my favorite artists, my number one top favorite artist, he doesn't. I wish his main problem, he can't release an album. But he has probably the greatest lyrical content of all time, in my opinion. But my favorite rapper is Jay Electronica. He's an underground rapper, but he should be doing mainstream, but he kind of messed up his career. He would have been mainstream, would have had a lot more. He messed up his career by signing a record deal, but he's my favorite. He has the greatest lyrical content of all time. I have a lot of fun trying to figure out what he's talking about in his rhymes. You know what I'm saying? That's why. And he's an INTP as well. I can tell he's an INTP. Something about INTP and INTP rappers, they have this little vibe to them when they music that's like, so it's very inspiring and it's like beautiful. I don't know what it is. It's some type of beauty to it. And I think with ISTP too, there's this sort of beauty to it. If we find something we're passionate about, there's this like undescribable beauty to it. When people watching it is extremely inspiring to most observers. Like when we really get into something and we really passionate about something, I think there's this strange like sort of beauty to it. It's really hard to explain. I'll think about how to explain it later, but I really like him. Another INTP rapper that I like that's underground is this dude, man. He probably was the best off the top of the dome freestyle on the planet at the age of 16. That was like a 2014 or something. His name is Afro. Big dude. He's an INTP as well. Sort of different from Jay Electronica, but he has that same sort of beauty aspect to it that I was talking about. His style is much different than Jay Electronica. He's not big on content, but he does have pretty good lyrical content, but he's just amazing at rapping in general. Like the skill of rapping, he's amazing at it. Like, he's probably the best off the top of the dome. If y'all haven't heard of him, if you into rap music, go look him up. He's the best off the top of the dome. Like, people didn't even believe he was spitting off the top of the dome. So another one I like, another one I really like, one of my favorites is MF Doom, another underground rapper. He's amazing. I believe he's an INFJ rapper. The thing about MF Doom that I like is his vibe to his music. He has this feel-good sort of feeling to it. It kind of makes me feel like a kid again. And I think that's because I think he's an INFJ. And my third function is NI. And they say that NI is like your childhood function, like your third function, is your childhood, sort of like your childhood function or whatever. So I think it takes me back to when I was a kid, when I listened to his music. It gives me this like childlike, makes me feel like a kid again, basically. I think that's the point. I think it gives everybody that effect, because I think that's what he's trying to do. He said in his rhyme, like he said one time, and like my favorite song from MF Doom is Raid. My favorite verse on that song is his verse on there. That was like, it was just a perfect verse. For some reason, every time I listen to it, probably hundreds of times, and it always put me in a good mood for some reason. Every time I listen to it, I get in a good mood. And I'm trying to think of some. I like Eminem. He's not necessarily my favorite, but I believe that Eminem is the most skilled rapper of all time. If you want to talk about technical skill, I like listening to Slim Shady Eminem, Eminem is pretty much an ISTP. I like Slim Shady Eminem because it's his dark humor. That's pretty much ISTP dark humor. Where he's Slim Shady, he's rapping offensively and stuff like that. He's basically it's just his dark humor. Some people don't get Slim Shady Eminem. Really, he's just being as offensive as possible. He's just talking about things he'll never do just for fun. You know what I'm saying? And being violent, sounding violent on there. And this also was a form of therapy. That's how it started out for him. All the tough things he went through in life. People don't know that, like, the way he raps is very therapeutic. Like, you talk about, it's a way of letting out anger, pretty much. For all the hardships he's had in his life, he lets out his anger. It started out as him letting out his anger by talking as violent as possible on the song. But then it just turned into something that was a joke. And he's pretty much a troll at it. That's pretty much, he's just trolling everybody. You're not supposed to take it seriously. That's the whole point. It's dark humor. It's funny though. I like it. I listen to that and I crack up. Also, MF Doom as well is pretty funny too. He say a lot of weird stuff. He got this like cheesy sense of humor that I like, and it's funny. I'm trying to think of some other artists that I really like. I like this. What was his name? I like Pharoah Monch. I like a lot of lyrical underground rappers. That's a lot of rappers I like. It's so hard to pinpoint everybody. My favorite battle rapper is Loaded Lust. I watch battle rap because of the same reason, introverted thinking, figuring out what they saying, double entendres, triple entendres, schemes. Those are all terms for certain type of techniques rappers use, especially in battle rap. They all kind of came from battle rap, but Loaded Lux is my favorite. He's been my favorite for a long time as well. Favorite battle rapper is Loaded Lux. Second favorite is Averb. Actually met Averb. I seen him because he from the same hometown as me. I seen him coming out of he was visiting the city. I saw him coming out of a restaurant. I was like, man, I said what's up to him and all that. I was like, man, I'll be watching your battles. Keep up the work. He was like, oh, thanks. But those are like my top rappers. I have a lot more. I just can't really pinpoint specifically right now. I don't know why, but yeah, those are my main rappers. Like, as far as like my weird stuff I listen to, I like Ab Soul as well. I'm not big on. I like the Baby. I actually do like the Baby. The Baby is I like his flow or whatever. These are some of the like less serious. I don't take quite as seriously type rap music, but I still like. This is one dude I like. His name is. I do like the Migos. I like Untitled Chapter. Those are all like the trap type stuff. I like it. The Adrenaline Rush type stuff. I used to listen to just all the Adrenaline Rush stuff. You know what I'm saying? Oh yeah, I really like Tyler Creator, but I don't know why I forgot him. He's one of my top 5, and I like. And my other top 5 I've got to just remember is Kanye West. Kanye West is one of my favorites, and I'm talking about old Kanye West. Kanye West, he's in my inspiration for my beats. Like I have a very similar style to Kanye West, except it's not quite the same, but the way I sample is very similar. Like I do the chipmunk, high pitch, a lot of those samples. I got that from Kanye West, you know what I'm saying? That whole sound of the chipmunk, speed it up type of sound, whatever. But those are pretty much, I guess that's 5. That's not my top 5. I would have to really think about that to really give my top 5. But those are 5 rappers that I do listen to mainly. Migos, Untitled Chapter, and the Baby, those are all like honorable mentions, I say. I don't know. Because those are a completely different type of rap music. But yeah, I might do a part 2 because I do got a lot of artists I listen to. I probably forgot to mention, but those are my main ones. But see you guys later. Thanks for watching.